Callum and I made an amazing discovery this evening, and we found this little gem hidden on the hillside between Codder and Nairn. It is. This is Rait Castle. Now clearly somebody looks after this place because the grass has been cut, or a path has been cut to make way up to the building. But I've done a bit of digging on this place. Apparently it was built in the 13th century, and this land was once the land of the Macintoshes. Now the territory was eventually seized by the Cummings, and it was them who built this castle. The Cummings, who were also known by the name de Rait, were among the Scottish supporters of Edward I. A prominent member of the family, Gervase de Rait, attended a meeting of the Scottish Parliament with the King in Berwick in 1296. 7 years later, Edward was back in Scotland, leading a campaign to conquer the Scots. He passed through Nairn en route to another castle called Lochendorb. Built on an island on a loch, Lochendorb was used by the king as a base. He hunted game in the nearby wooded hills, while his troops launched raids against his enemies' strongholds in the highlands. According to folklore, Edward is likely to have stopped off at Rait on the way to Lochendorb to spend time with the Cummings. When Robert the Bruce became King of Scotland in 1306, the Macintoshes, who had fought for Bruce at Bannockburn, sought to reclaim Rait Castle. But the Cummings, despite having been loyal to Edward, the Hammer of the Scots, were allowed to stay on. This is where the story becomes very fascinating. One night, the chief of Clan Cumming invited the Macintoshes for a feast of peace at Castle Rait, and as the story goes, the Cummings were really plotting to murder the unsuspecting Macintoshes that night. Except there was one problem. The daughter of the clan chief Cummings was a lover of the son of Chief Macintosh, and she allegedly told her lover of the plot. The Macintoshes arrived at the feast, but they were armed with weapons. As they raised their goblets in a toast, the Cummings drew their swords. However, they were the victims of a bloody battle and lost. The clan chief of the Cummings somehow managed to escape and made it to the upper chamber where his daughter was trying to flee out of a window. Legend has it she was hanging from the window when her father drew his sword and brought it down on her, chopping off her hands, and she fell to her death. The castle hall now is reported to be haunted by this handless young woman. If she's still here and still living at this castle, I can't think of a nicer place. I would love to live here. I wouldn't like my hands chopped off, but I would like to live here.